Favorite thing about the island is, although it is in the United States, it feels like a different country. If Hawaii and Italy, if they actually had a love child together, that is what Catalina Island looks like. And I say this, not exaggerating, the best chai I've ever had in my entire life.
Hello and welcome to Trip 101's Travel Talk series, where travel stories come alive. Today, we're joined by a globetrotter who's into adventures and fashion and lifestyle. Meet Dere, a digital nomad and travel advisor currently based in sunny Florida. She's taking us on a vibrant escape to Santa Catalina Island, a hidden gem just off the coast of California that feels like a tropical dream. Get ready for food, hikes, beaches, and dolphins. Let's dive in. So, a very warm welcome to you, Dere. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
So, Dere, tell us a little bit about yourself before we dive into discussing the destination today, which is Santa Catalina Island.
Yes, absolutely. So, hello everyone. Like I said, I'm super excited to be here. So, just a little bit about myself. I am 29 years young. I'm a digital nomad, a travel advisor as well. And just recently, I just got back from traveling around the world, both Asia and the Middle East for 6 months, and it was life-changing. I love travel. I'm a huge foodie. So, any place that I visit, I love to try the best cuisines there. So, again, thank you for having me.
Before we start talking about Santa Catalina, I have a few quick questions to get to know you a little bit better. So, are you more of a beach lover or an adventure seeker, or do you like exploring cultural spots?
I feel like I'm a little bit of both. So I don't like the typical touristy kind of things. I would rather have more of an experience. So I think honestly, I think I'm all of them. I can do all of them at the same time, to be honest. I don't think I can pick just one. But if I had to choose just one, I'm a beach girl. Obviously, I'm in Florida. I'm a beach girl.
Okay. Okay, all right. Do you like to plan your trips or do you like to be a little bit more spontaneous?
So, because I am a travel planner, I plan everyone's trips and all of that. I tend to make my trips a lot more spontaneous. I think just because I'm always traveling or I'm always planning everyone else's. So, I'm very spontaneous. I plan a little bit, but I'm like, whatever happens, let's just go with the flow. Let's do it all wrong, and then we figure it out later.
Oh, wow, that's so nice that you plan everyone else's, but with yourself, you're a little bit like chill.
Yes. I think it's
Yeah.
a nice
Okay.
balance.
Okay, so out of all the destinations that you have visited, especially maybe in the last 6 months, if you could live in one of them for a year, which one would you pick?
If I could live in one for a year, I would say Malaysia. Yes.
Okay. All right. Coming to Santa Catalina a little bit. What was your favorite thing about the island?
I think my favorite thing about the island is, although it is still in the United States, it almost feels like you're in a whole different country. So that was very unique for me. At the time, I was living in San Diego. So being in Santa Catalina, I was like, wait, I'm still in the United States. I feel like I was transported into like a different country, but I didn't have to use my passport or anything like that. So it was really, really cool.
So tell me a little bit more about your trip. When did you go and how long were you there?
Yeah, so I actually went a couple of years ago for my birthday. I've been to Catalina Island before. It was actually the first time I ever went was like my first year living in California, and it was right before COVID happened. So, and I also went in the winter time before. So this time I actually went in May. So it was like the perfect time to go. The weather was so nice, and it was just such an experience. We went for 4 days, 4 days, 3 nights.
Okay. And did you take a ferry or a boat to get there?
Yes. So I was living in San Diego. We drove about an hour to Dana Point. And then from Dana Point, they have the coolest ferry point. And you just take the ferries about an hour. You have this stunning view of everything. But yeah, it's about an hour and then you make it straight to Catalina Island.
So when you went this time in the summer, what all did you do while you were there?
A lot of eating, a lot of eating, a lot of shopping, a lot of hiking. We just did a lot of hiking, a lot of eating. I think we were trying to balance out the food with all the walking we were doing.
That makes sense, yeah. So what were the highlights of like the activities that you did while you were on the island? Did you do some water activities? Did you do some exploring? Apart from maybe you can tell us about the hike also a little bit more, but what was like the special thing that you did while you were on Cat?
Yes, I think one of my favorite things was waking up in the morning and like seeing the sunrise, going to the beach. There's this cool beach club. It's like the main beach on Catalina Island. It's called Descano Beach, and it is so beautiful. They have the day beds on the beach, they have the chairs on the beach. So honestly, waking up in the morning, doing my morning walks, getting my steps in for the day, that was one of my favorite parts. The hiking was absolutely stunning. By the time like you reach to the top, you can see people zip lining and everything like that. It's just so cool. We didn't get a chance to do the zip lining because that was me being spontaneous, but they already booked all of the zip linings for our stay. But it was really cool to hike to the top of the mountain and kind of get this stunning view of Catalina Island to see the people like having like adventures and things like that. I think honestly that was my highlight. Like the views itself are stunning.
Yeah, you were saying like it's in the US, but it still feels like a different, like a country altogether, somewhere in the tropics, maybe.
Yes, absolutely. I said it was like if Hawaii and I want to say Italy, if they actually had a love child together, that is what Catalina Island looks like.
That's such a cool way to describe it. While you were there, were you in Avalon or the other one? Two harbors, I think.
Yes, I was in Avalon.
Okay. And what all you mentioned, like there was a lot of eating. So did you try out like a lot of restaurants? Like what were the dishes that you were going for while you were there?
So I highly recommend. There's no way you can go to South Santa Catalina if you don't try the lobster rolls. The lobster rolls were my absolute favorite. You're right by the water. There's literally
Mm.
fishermen, like you can see everyone in the boat, like they're fishing and they're like it the seafood. It's just so good there. That was one of my favorite things. Like I said, you have to get the lobster if you're ever there. And then surprisingly, I've never had it before until this, but the Portuguese sausage on the pizza. Oh,
Oh,
so good. So good.
okay. So the lobster roll, is there like a specific restaurant one should go to or anywhere you have on the island? It would be good for sure.
Yes, honestly, anywhere on the island, but my favorite spot is it's like Blue Water. It's like the Blue Water Grill. It's what it's called, and it's literally right on the water. You have this
Hmm.
stunning view. We had margaritas, we had our lobster rolls, and honestly, I think we actually went back twice for the lobster rolls. We had it on the day
Oh.
of my birthday to celebrate, but we loved it so much, we went back again to get it because it was so good.
So it must have been good, which is why you made
So good.
multiple trips to it.
Yes, so good.
Any other dishes that you remember or you're still thinking about that you had over there?
I'm definitely still thinking about the lobster roll. There's another place called the Lobster Trap. So they have really good just seafood. It's very cheesy, very just goodness. I think the mussels we actually end up ordering from there, which is incredible. Like I said, I think seafood is you're not gonna lose when you go there with any kind of seafood. The seafood I think definitely was my favorite. Oh, I will say so it's not food. But if anyone is like a tea drinker, I am a chai girly. I can do coffee sometimes, but I love a great chai. The best chai, and I say this not exaggerating, the best chai I've ever had in my entire life. The
Oh,
best chai. Yes.
oh wow. So lobsters and chai is what you would recommend one to definitely try when they're visiting.
Yes, I think we actually had chai maybe twice a day. We would get up early, go to the cafe. It's at the Outer Hotel, and we would go there, and then we would have our day, and then we would go right back to there because it was just so good. It's so
Ah,
good.
you mentioned that you couldn't try zip lining, but did you do any other water activities like kayaking maybe, or were you out on a boat to see any creatures maybe?
So we didn't get a chance to do any of the water activities just because, like I said, I was being very spontaneous. Just like, oh, whatever is available, we'll just book it there. But they were so booked up at that time. So don't be me. Don't be me when you go there. We did see some cool creatures. I saw the little crabs in the water and things like that. So that was really cool. I did see a couple of little fish. I believe I did see a turtle as well. Oh, and on the ferry going to Catalina Island, you have
Hmm.
to take a look for the dolphins. It's almost like it's a dolphin show. I know that sounds
Oh,
weird, but it's to know that you're there and the dolphins just they just come out of the water and they're just showing themselves to you. And it was absolutely beautiful. I felt like I was like at a dolphin show or something. So the dolphin show on the ferry ride is free. It's a free show, but it's actually very stunning.
oh, that's on the ferry while getting to the island.
Yes.
Oh wow, okay. I've been to see dolphins like a couple of times, and they happen to be really elusive here in India, and I've never gotten to see them actually. So that's quite surprising for me that they're right there when you're actually even making that trip to the island itself.
Yeah, I don't know if I was lucky, but they were everywhere. They just showing themselves and they're coming out of the water, hopping in, hopping out. And I was like, I love this. It's so cute.
Oh wow, nice. So you didn't really have to like make a booking and take a tour. It's available through the mode of transport that you're taking to get to the island itself. That's so cool.
Literally, yes.
Yeah. So if like now you would be like if you're creating like an itinerary for a friend or planning someone's travel, what all would you tell them to definitely go and check out while they're visiting Santa Catalina?
I would definitely plan ahead of time with their itinerary for activities, especially because I've seen the zip lining. The first time I was there, the zip lining wasn't open because we went off season, but it was so booked up, like I said, when I went in May. So I would definitely recommend it. Everyone I've talked to, whether it was like a local that was there or like it was someone visiting Catalina Island, they always recommend doing the water sports there. So I would definitely put that on the itinerary. I would absolutely pick the best restaurants on the itinerary as well. And then I would also even leave room for days to just relax at the beach club that is at Avalon. Or
Hmm.
taking that hike all the way up to the top of the mountain and just getting this beautiful sight. Those would be the main things I would definitely recommend. Again, besides the amazing food.
Okay. Is there like one beach that you really visited multiple times or one that you really enjoyed?
Yes, it was like the Descano Beach Club. I love just going there. Honestly, it's just stunning. If you're into like having the cute little drinks and like the juices and margaritas, you can literally just sit on like the day bed. You can sit on the chairs on the beach and have your drink, and there's music playing. You can order food on the beach. That was definitely my favorite beach there.
I want to know about where you stayed as well. How did you pick where to stay while you were visiting, especially since it was a special birthday trip? So, what was your criteria and how did that live up, like, how did the place live up to the expectations you had?
So we actually stayed at the Catalina Canyon Inn. Catalina Island at the time in May, they were so booked. It was such a busy time for them. But my criteria whenever I'm looking for a hotel, especially when I'm going on a short kind of vacation, I obviously want someplace that's nice. I don't really care for anything that's below 4 stars when I'm going, but I like something that is nice, but something that's actually very close to different things. And that's the cool thing about just the Avalon area. Every hotel is like it's a pretty short distance from downtown and everything you need to be at. It's really cool because they have the golf carts. Instead of having cars pick you up and like taxis, they pick you up in golf carts. So you definitely feel like you're on an island. And I thought that was just such a cool feature. But I also love hotels that have pools. I love to have a room with a beautiful view, which we definitely had. I went with three of my other girlfriends, and the room was spacious. The bathroom was clean and beautiful. And again, the view, I was just so happy. We didn't get a pool view, but it was just stunning. There was nothing to complain about. Even the drive going to our hotel, like on the golf cart, was just, it's just even, it almost looks like a fairy tale. Like it was just so beautiful, to be honest.
Nice, nice. Did you have the meals at?
We did. It was something really quick though. I believe we had like tacos. It was just something really quick. We were at the bar. We were at the bar to have fun there, but we did most of our eating outside of the hotel.
Yeah, there were plenty of places to explore outside.
Absolutely. My favorite.
How was it being on the island? Did you face any issues or challenges in terms of going around? Because the island doesn't really have any transport, right? Like golf carts or bikes are what you use.
Yeah, there wasn't any issue. It's really cool. So when you get off the ferry, there's like this like little area for like a taxi pickup. And there is an option for a van where they do a shuttle. And then there's also the option for the golf carts. I think once you got in a golf cart, you were good. You can also rent a golf cart too for the day. I think that was our one of our hardest decisions. We were like, do we rent a golf cart or do we just use one as the taxi, have a taxi pick us up? But because we were drinking, we thought it was best to just have a taxi golf cart pick us up. So other than that, no, there was no issues. Like I said, I feel like you feel like you're in a different country. And so you feel like, oh, do I have the right currency? And it's like, yeah, wait, you're still in the United States. You don't have to change your currency or anything. So I think that was just really cool. But yeah, there was no issues at all, to be honest. The weather was perfect. So perfect.
So, what was the month that you had gone in? It was May, right? That's when the perfect
Yeah, yeah,
weather
yeah.
is. So,
Mm-hmm.
how did it
It was in
compare
May.
to like when you had gone in the winter to when you had gone in the summer?
Okay, it was completely different. When I went in January, the first time we ever went, it looked like a ghost town. There was no
Oh.
one really there. Yeah, it was completely deserted. But I will say too, that when we went for the first time, it was right before shutdown happened for COVID. So I think that probably also played effect into it. But I had an amazing time the first time I went, but I
Mhm.
will say it was much better and it was definitely different with more things opened up and more people being there and everything. Also in January, a lot of the activities aren't even available because it's their down
Mhm.
season too.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. It's open and available for everyone during the summer, and then it's the off season, so not then that many activities.
Yes.
Does it vary weather-wise as well? Does the temperature change a lot?
Yes. Okay, I'll be fair. So because I'm someone used to hot weather, I think my version of cold is a little different than most people. And my definition, I think, of hot is also a little bit. So I would say in January, I definitely wore a jacket the entire time. I will say that because you're right near the water, so you're feeling that breeze. There were some days where the sun came out. So in January, I would say it was about like 60-ish degrees Fahrenheit. But in May, the weather was like just perfect. It was like 75,
Hmm.
77. You didn't really need a jacket, to be honest, at all.
Okay. So if you went again for a third time to Santa Catalina, what would you do different? I think you'll make the bookings.
Absolutely. I won't be so spontaneous. I would definitely book the zip lining. I would definitely want to do some like water tours next time I go. And I think those would be the main things. And I think I would stay on the beach a lot more too.
Okay, if you had one extra day apart from the four that you were already in, what would you do on an extra day if you were there? Would it be the beach?
Yes, I was going to say definitely be the beach, or I would try to see if I could squeeze in. Are you guys available for me to zip line? I would see if they could do it. But if they couldn't, I would definitely just relax and sit on the beach, honestly.
Okay. So for US travelers who are planning to visit Santa Catalina, is there something that they should know before they go, or is it going to be a pretty smooth journey for them once they get to the ferry?
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty smooth journey. I will say to just know the times for your ferry ride coming back home. That got a little confusing, like figuring out where you should stay, if you were in the right line, that kind of thing. But there's someone at the ticket desk that's really good with helping you so you don't get confused. And I would say once you are just prepare as far as you're leaving. Because the line can get very long waiting on that ferry. But other than that, yeah, I would say come with no expectations, come excited, come ready to relax. That's all you would need to really worry about. And please book ahead of time for any activities that you're wanting to do.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. The ferry would only operate within certain hours, right? Like it only till evening or something. That's why probably there are long queues for it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Are there any souvenirs to pick up from Santa Catalina? Is there a special drink that they have or like a special, maybe it's their seafood? I don't know.
I would say as far as souvenirs, I did collect like seashells from like the beach and things like that, just because they were just so stunning, honestly. But as far as like a specialty food, there wasn't really a specialty food. I did think the Portuguese sausage, I've never had that on pizza before. I thought that was really unique, but I ate that. So it wasn't really a souvenir. But I would say like the seashells, they do have a cool souvenir shop where they make like the handmade soaps, where you can get like a cute Catalina Island shirt, hats, cute little bags, things like that. So they have a little souvenir shop that you also can shop at. It's literally right in like the main area.
Okay. Yeah, those are some good items to pick up as remember Santa Catalina by. So if you had to encourage someone to go to Santa Catalina, tell them that why should they go explore this island, what would you say to them?
Oh, I would definitely tell them if you're someone looking to disconnect from the busyness of life. Life can get really busy. We're always on our phones. I would recommend Catalina Island if you just want to kind of disconnect, want to feel like you're getting away without getting too far away. That would be definitely my suggestion.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. Okay, I have my last question for you. How is it as a place to have your birthday? Is it a birthday celebration that you'll remember in the years to come?
No, absolutely. The places that we went to, as far as like restaurants, they were so kind. They were so nice. They did like the happy birthday kind of thing. And I think just for that birthday, I really wanted something fun, but something very relaxing. I didn't want to be around way too many people, but I also didn't want to be in like a remote area either. So honestly, I think it is. If you're looking for a birthday that's more relaxing, but you can still have fun, and there's the stunning views, and where it's not too expensive, definitely, it's definitely a birthday destination for sure. Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that was really great. It was really great speaking to you, Dere. Thank you so much for sharing all about your trip to Santa Catalina Island with us. There were some pretty useful tips over there as well, so thanks for those. I certainly hope that our viewers will find the information that you have shared today useful. And with that, we will sign off for today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, bye bye.
Bye.
From lobster rolls by the water to beachside chai and breathtaking hikes, Dere's Santa Catalina story reminds us that you don't always need a passport for an unforgettable escape. If you're planning a birthday getaway, craving coastal cuisine, or just need a break in a place that feels like a whole new world, Santa Catalina is calling. Thank you for tuning in to Trip 101's Travel Talk series. Let us know which destination you'd like us to cover next in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from travelers around the world. Until next time, happy travels!